Hello, phlebotomists, and welcome to the Phleb Funnels training. My name is Khalil Thomas, and today we're going to be talking about, the patient value ladder. So you're going to learn how to build a value ladder that turns one-time blood draws into long-term patients by stacking services that deliver more value and increase your revenue at every step without feeling pushy or salesy to your patients. And this is going to be perfect for mobile phlebotomists ready to grow smarter, boost their average order value, and guide patients through a seamless journey of trust, transformation, and high impact care. That's what we want for our patients, okay? So you're going to learn what a value ladder is and why it's essential for your mobile phlebotomy business. You're going to learn how to map out your own phlebotomy value ladder. You're going to learn how to add a strategic order bump that increases your sales instantly. You're going to also learn how to craft a value ladder mission statement that guides every single offer. And you're going to also learn the anatomy of an irresistible front-end offer, okay? So let's dive right into this. But before we dive into it, I want to make sure you guys understand what a value ladder is. So watch this video for an example so you have a better understanding and idea of a value ladder that you've already been through. Watch this video. All right, Phleb. So I want to talk about the value ladder, okay? So I want to give you an example so that we can understand exactly what the value ladder is and how we implement this for our mobile phlebotomy business, okay? So first things first is just understanding how it's been used, in our lives, but we really haven't paid attention to it. So we're gonna have a line there and a line there. And then this side is going to be, here, I'll change the color. It's gonna be the value. All right, so that's going to be the value side. And then at the very bottom right here, we're going to do the price, okay? And now phlebotomists, we're going to use, for an example, like the dentist, okay? So when you go to the dentist, I am not good at drawing, so please excuse me, but that's a tooth. Not too shabby, right? So when you go to the dentist, usually they will, give you value and information about, what's going on with your mouth, your teeth. So you now need to be able to study them so that you can understand what they are doing, because they're giving you value to buy more. And it's the ladder that they're putting you in by capturing you with free stuff. So let's just say, for instance, you were to go to the dentist because you have a offer for free teeth cleaning, okay? So we're gonna make the ladder. So we got the free, what do they call it? Just a free cleaning, right? All right, so they got you in the door. Free cleaning, okay? So they're doing the cleaning on your mouth. They're making sure that everything is fine. And then when it's fine or everything is good, they then offer you something else while you're there in the chair getting this free cleaning, okay? So now the next thing is going to be for what? It's going to be an upsell, all right? And the upsell is going to be for, you want some whitening or teeth whitening, right? All right, I butchered that, sorry. But it would be the teeth whitening, because it goes to the next ladder of the offer, because that doctor knows valuable information about that person's mouth. So, he's going to have an upsell for that specific patient. So you got the free cleaning and everything else, sir, but I think that you can actually utilize some, teeth whitening so that you can make sure that you have a bright smile and blah, 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 blah. But he's giving that person, that patient, value to where they're like, okay, cool, I'll do it. I want it. You know what I mean? So the value is going to be important to know and have so that you're able to do upsells for your customers the same way this dentist is doing it for his patient. So again, they come in, get the free cleaning. Once they're in a chair, they're now being offered some teeth whitening for that specific patient. And then let's just say, okay, awesome. Now they're getting the teeth whitening. Oh, well, you also look like you can use some Invisalign, right? Right? Or some type of retainer, okay? So again, they're doing more upsells. Now, it may not be in the same setting, but you'll see how now one thing leads to another, that leads to another. And this is the value ladder, okay? So it works the same way as, for any other company, okay? But this is what dentists does or do so that you're able to just understand and see how the value ladder works in their specific niche, okay? So you go to the free cleaning, you get your teeth whitening, Invisalign, retainers, what the doctor's offering. And then finally would be the last one, which is going to be cosmetic. All right, so you want some veneers now. Wait, let me make this darker. Let's do this one. So cosmetic. All right, so he goes from one thing to the next, right? And then what happens is the continuity, because you're going to now have to be seeing this person, this doctor, this physician for the next 6 months or every 6 months now. You see how they got you in now? So we just need to know and understand that the more value we're giving out to a person, the more price that we're going to be able to make, because we're giving them information, them value, them knowledge on something that you're an expert in. That's why it's so important to know a niche with your phlebotomy services. So now we're able to create an offer to a patient, and we're able to get higher paying clients, and we're making more profit. Okay, so this is going to be the value ladder, and just understanding it in a dentist, point of view. Another example would be, let's just say if you did, I don't know, let's just say you did U-Haul, okay, or you got a U-Haul truck. So you got a U-Haul truck, okay, so U-Haul, right? And then the next one would be what? The upsell, or the next ladder, or the next step would be to get insurance, right? And then what they're going to do next, they're going to offer you a dolly, right? And then next is going to be, so it just goes through that ladder, all right? Same thing here. Let's just go over here. And again, it's for almost everything that you do. You don't even think about it, okay? So let's just say if we were to, I don't know, let's just say we buy a ticket to go on a flight somewhere, okay? So we buy so we get a flight ticket, right? And then what's next after they do that? After you buy that, you want to get an upsell, okay? Because there's going to be more value. So, hey, you want to get more bags that come onto the plane. You can add an extra, $30, $50. So they upsell you on that, but it's valuable to you because you want to travel with a lot of stuff, or you want to travel with, all the stuff that you want and need. So it then goes into that upsell for baggage, okay? So baggage. And then after that, what's going to happen? They're going to try to upsell you for a seat, right? If you want that extra space, so you can stretch your legs and, relax, or if you want to sit by a window, it's going to be an extra, $25. You see, they upsell you throughout this funnel, but it's valuable for some people because they need that extra leg space, or they just like to have, that, convenience, or like to sit next to a window, whatever the case may be, they upsell you. Okay. And then the next one would be, obviously, if you want to get like insurance. And it goes even more, because sometimes they even offer you like a credit card, right, while you're on the plane. So it's just so many things that we don't even realize are funnels, and that we're being put into a ladder, okay? So understand that when you start your phlebotomy business, you're going to have to create a ladder too, all right? So when we get into starting a phlebotomy business, I want you to think about not only your niche, but what types of lab services in your niche can you offer to your customer, okay? So if there's a lipid panel, okay, that'll be the first thing we do as far as what we're offering, or our front end offer. And then we can have upsells, order bumps, downsells to those specific customers, okay? So that's going to be it with understanding your actual value ladder for your mobile phlebotomy business. And I'll see you guys in the next slide. All right, Phleb, so welcome back. So we're here, and we're gonna be talking about mapping out your phlebotomy value ladder mission statement. So I have all my mentees do this, okay? So whenever I start a new company, or I help out another phlebotomist grow theirs, the very first thing I do is map out their value ladder, mission statement. So the value ladder is going to be what you create, so value, and it's going to be a ladder, right? So each piece of value or information or knowledge you explain or teach to your customer is going to be something that's going to complement the previous offer that you had. So for instance, if you were to give a person, I don't know, the example that we used in the actual class, or the video that we just watched, if you were to go to a dentist for a free, cleaning, the upsell or the offer is going to come after that dentist have given that patient value. So they're known for that specific niche. They're the experts, right? They're a dentist, so they know everything about, teeth. So when they look in your mouth as you're getting cleaned, they're going to have different offers because they're giving you value and information while you're sitting there in a chair with their hands in your mouth, doing dental work. But now they give you so much information, so much knowledge and value, you're now going to want to move to the next level on getting, the Invisalign, or getting your teeth whitening, whatever it is, but you're now going through this ladder, okay? So I want you to utilize this ladder because it'll give you a clear vision of how you're going to serve your dream patients, okay? And what transformation you're guiding these patients through, all right? And it also helps you actually know what's your reasoning for starting this mobile phlebotomy business, okay? Because now you get a lot more deeper into the phlebotomy industry because you're more focusing on your niche, whether it's cardiovascular, whether it's oncology patients, but you're now helping yourself answer the question on a deeper level on why you even started this mobile phlebotomy business in the first place. Is it your mission to stop cardiovascular disease because you had a loved one? Is it the same thing for a cancer patient you loved and now they passed away or they're surviving this? But you have to be the one that creates this vision and mission statement based on your niche, based on the patients you want to serve, and based on your phlebotomy services, okay? So don't be a jack of all trades, just be the actual expert in that one niche, okay? So let's walk through this step by step. So step one, define who you serve, Phlebs, okay? So I want you to think about the exact kind of patient you want to attract, the one that lights you up, and this could be busy professionals who need early morning lab draws at home or at work, right? So this could be a population that you target, so occupational, okay? Another one could be athletes who want monthly health optimization panels, okay? So we got a lot of people that go to the gym, gym gurus that play sports, tennis, people that go back to school, football. So we have so many different types of people that we can serve, but we need to know who you want to serve specifically, okay? It could be pregnant women who need frequent testing but can't keep traveling, okay? And the cancer patients who are weak from chemotherapy and are immunocompromised. So define who do you want to serve, okay? And this kind of ties back to finding our niche for phlebotomy. So find that person, that population, and now we're going to create lab panels for this specific population so that they can actually get testing done so they can know exactly what's going on with them based on whatever it is that they're doing. So for instance, if we're dealing with athletes, we can have a lot of tests that we can run for them because a lot of them take pre-workouts, which has amino acids in some of them, beta-alanine, caffeine. So it's just depending on what niche you're going to choose. You're going to choose that niche, and when you choose that niche, you're going to see what types of people are being affected with this niche, okay? So if it's going to be people that work out, now we need to know, okay, we need to target gyms, we need to target personal trainers, we need to target school or athletic departments, okay? But we need to know who that niche is. Who are you going to serve? And when you know who that niche is, we can know where they are at, where they're congregating to. How do we find them, okay? But define who you serve. Next is going to be to clarify the results you help them achieve, okay? So you want to ask yourself this. What result is your dream patient struggling to achieve on their own until they have met you, right? So it's going to be maybe peace of mind, maybe it's better lab test accuracy, maybe it's faster results, convenience, comfort, trust. You want to be the expert to explain, educate your patients, and kind of just tell them and walk them through like lab tests, okay? So not only are you focusing on that specific niche, but now we're explaining, we're educating, we're giving our patients value, we're giving them a better option than what they've been using before. So we want to be able to clarify the results to help the specific patient achieve it. So if they are never able to get labs because of the inconvenience it is, the lab hours, or if the laboratory they've been using aren't really reliable, or the line's always long, or the customer service isn't the greatest. So we want to be able to clarify, okay, the results that you're trying to help this specific patient achieve for lab work services, okay? So, all right, next is going to be step 3, identify the new opportunity, which is going to be what you offer, okay? So this is going to be the game changer, and this is what makes your offer different from everything else they've tried in the past. So what's the new opportunity you're putting in front of these patients? So for instance, we're going to be creating lab panels tailored specifically for that patient. So this is why you need to know your niche. This is why you need to have a niche with your mobile phlebotomy business, because now you're going to make lab tests and lab panels specifically for those patients you're focusing on based on the niche that you're specializing in, okay? Next is going to be turning confusion into clarity with explain lab reports. So you're not diagnosing, okay? Let's just make that very clear. What you can do is talk about the value of the specific lab test and what's considered high, what's considered low. That's all it is. We want to make sure that we are not having any patients confused about their numbers, about their health, so that we can explain this to them in the actual lab reports, okay? So you're going to be the expert explaining this to your customers. So get prepared, get more knowledge on your niche so you're able to execute this confidently. Get personalized preventative health testing without needing insurance or doctor's referral, which is absolutely true. You can offer, like I said, DAT testing, which is direct access testing to patients. So now they can pretty much be their own doctor in a sense, which means that person or that patient does not need a referral from the doctor. They can do it on their own time to get a CBC, to get a lipid panel, a cholesterol test. They don't have to wait around when they're ready to do it and get lab work services for their health. They're absolutely able to do that. And then last but not least, we're going to be understanding this ladder, okay? The patient value ladder mission statement, okay? This is going to be important because this is what's going to let the audience, your customers, your patients know exactly what this mission is, okay? So we're going to have a fill in the blank. So we help dream patients to results through new opportunity. So who's your dream patient? This is where you plug in your niche, okay? What is the result you're going to give to them? And then what is the new opportunity? Because they never heard of mobile phlebotomy, right? It's so new to a lot of people. So when we explain it to them, it's new to them. So it's a new opportunity. So we help busy professionals gain peace of mind with their health through convenient concierge lab testing done right at home. So we help busy professionals, or if a person has a niche on occupational testing, that can 100% be a thing. And the result is to gain peace of mind. That's what people want. Some people out there want that peace of mind, okay? And they're going to get that peace of mind through what? They're going to get it through convenient concierge lab testing done right at home. You see how we did that? That's a mission, okay? So they're all underlined right there. Next, we help pregnant women, okay, stay on top of their labs through mobile testing that comes to them so they can focus on their baby, not appointments. So you see how we're creating this value ladder mission statement, okay? So we're tailoring this vision, this value ladder vision and mission statement so that the person, the population, our specific target knows exactly who we're talking to, or they understand that we're talking directly to them, okay? Next is we help athletes, okay? That's the dream patient. What are we helping them do? Optimize performance and recovery through data-driven blood work delivered with speed and simplicity. So you see where we're going with this, ladder mission statement? We want to be able to have that presented to our customers so they know that we have a service and we have an offer and we have lab tests specifically for that population, okay? So when you have your value ladder mission in place, every step you build, every offer you create will tie back to this bigger vision, all right? This is what you want to focus on. This is who your niche is. This is your target audience, and this is going to be your mission statement, okay? Your value ladder mission statement for your mobile phlebotomy business, okay? So the patient value ladder, as a patient moves up your value ladder, each step delivers more value. So this is where we talk about your actual freebie that you give away, or your lead magnet, right? So let's just say you were on social media, you created a post, and you were able to get a free checklist out there for your customers, okay? So let's just say it's a heart checklist. So if a person wanted to know the best lab test to get that is related to heart or related to people who have stroke, what are the top 10 labs that you can get, or you should get for your health? Like, comment the word labs and I'll send you over that PDF. So you're going to create that, right? So when you create that, you're going to be able to give this to your customers for free in exchange. Remember we talked about that lead magnet or that opt-in page? So we're going to get that in exchange for their information. So we're going to give you the value, give me your email, give me your telephone number, give me your first name and last name, okay? So that's going to be what we put out there for them to get into our funnel, okay? And then next, once they're inside of our funnel, we can then have a core offer, okay? So that's that first offer that we're gonna give to them, okay? So that's why I say, don't have all these lab tests out there so you're confusing your audience. We wanna be able to make it easy and seamless for these patients, okay? So we're gonna offer them something, one test, as a lipid panel. So we can offer that as a basic heart test, all right? So that's gonna, obviously check that person's cholesterol, but now we are going to give value on why this test is important, why a person would need it, what types of things to look out for as far as the numbers. What does it mean if it's high or low? So you're going to give value, almost like the dentist that gives you value when you're getting your teeth cleaned. He's giving that patient value to then go into buying teeth whitening, you see? So it's the same thing that you're going to have to do too for your phlebotomy business, so that you're able to educate and give value to your customers, so that they're able to get more value and now buy another thing, which is going to be your upsell, okay? So now they get that lipid panel. So now what you can do is have an order bump. So order bump is going to be a place where a person can purchase another thing for, a cheap price. So now if we wanted to get a CRP, high sensitivity, we can add that to the lipid panel. So now they purchase the lipid panel. We have an order bump that has a little box there, and you check it off and it says, hey, do you want to add this to your cart? Okay, cool. I want to add it because I want more testing done for this specific thing. So now we're about to go into the upsell portion, which is now going to be the homocysteine, right? So now if you were to offer this to a person, so now it goes from a basic lab panel that you just created with the lipid, and then you have the order bump for the CRP. Now the upsell is going to be what's called a comprehensive. You see how that works? So we went from a freebie to a basic heart test to now a comprehensive heart test, you see? So that's what we're doing. We're having these patients sucked into our funnel by giving them a free thing, a freebie. And after they get that freebie, we're then having them come to our core offer. And then once they come to the core offer, it's going to be an order bump for them to get onto, so they can buy more lab services. We get paid more, for that, because we're able to give them value and they want it. And then after that, they're going to have another page which is going to present them with a comprehensive panel. Because if you got the basic, why don't you get the comprehensive, so we can know more on what's going on with your blood, what's going on with your health, okay? So that's where the upsell comes in. And then finally, we're going to have the thank you page, of course. And that's where you're going to, have the person go to that page. It's going to say, thank you so much for ordering lab work services. Phlebotomist will be calling you to schedule your appointment. And it'll have the next steps on everything. But this is going to be the patient value ladder. It can be for any niche. You can have one small test, one easy test that you're wanting to present or offer to your customers. Once that offer is presented to your actual patients, okay, we're going to have other tests that complements that core offer that we can offer to that patient. So if it's a lipid panel, what other tests can we offer? We can offer the CRP, the homocysteine, and make it an actual, panel, okay? So what are you waiting for? Why are you not doing this? You can do it for heart patients, cancer patients, renal, women health, men health. It's so many different lab tests out there, okay, that you can put together. So if you are interested in creating your own funnel, there's going to be a link at the very bottom for you to set up your funnels for your patients, okay? It's going to be called Phleb funnels. And when you create these funnels, also remember that this is all going to be like business psychology in a way. I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a psych major at all. But just know that when you start your mobile phlebotomy business, you will have to start creating these funnels to get leads. In order to get leads, you have to understand the psychology of business, and it starts with these funnels, Phleb. So thank you so much for watching. And again, if you're interested in getting funnels, comment the word funnels, or there's going to be a link at the very bottom. You can just click on it so you can get set up with creating your own phlebotomy funnel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.